Hi, 6th of November today. It's only a week since I posted, but things have happened in a week, so I'm going to bring you an update. One thing, last time I was on, I was actually setting onions, all of these. They've germinated very quickly. It's only 5-6 days. The germination was coming through a couple of days ago, on day 4 to be truthful. I'll give you a close-up in a moment. Because they're on a hotbed, I do steep them in the water tray, which I'll show you in a sec. They were steeped, and then I sowed the seed, covered with vermiculite. I did say perlite the last time, it is vermiculite that I use. Covered with vermiculite. They've only been watered once since last weekend, and the only reason I did water them is you've got to be very careful. They are on a hotbed, heated cables under here, and if the trays dry out, germination's finished with. So they're going to get a second watering today. Basically just a very light watering, just to go to keep the top moist. I don't want the bottoms to dry out either. This will also help to push them through. And that's that job done. Right, I'm going to grab hold of this and I'll walk along with the... Right, as we go we can take a look here. Don't know if you can see this seed just popping through there. These are the ones that were sown individually as we went along. Great germination, I'm well pleased with them. These other ones along here, you can see these were multi-trays sown. Approximately 4 or 5 seed to each tray. Each section, but if you take a look, every section 100%, so I'm more than happy with that. They're looking great. At the moment I've had a few questions. Some people have asked have they had lights. Well, they haven't had lights because they've just germinated. They are on a hotbed, sand bed with heated cables in. As I say, that's the second watering they've had today. I'll give them probably another week on here, and then I'll take them off the hotbed and I will put them onto a light, but I think I'll probably just use a T5, which again, when I do that, I will show you exactly what I'm doing. So we'll keep up to date with the onions, and we can see, just what's going on. But as I say, I hope you can see the small seeds just germinating. These were the individuals, a 60 seed in a tray. The odd one might have 2 in, I'm not sure, but germination looks pretty good at the moment and I'm more than happy with that. Quick look around the greenhouse. As you can see, I've been busy. Leeks being potted on. Since they've been potted, they have been sprayed, hence you can see all the little white dots on top here. The leeks, well, yeah, you can see it on there. We have sprayed and the spray is lying on it. They were treated with a fungicide while they were in the small seed cell trays, and since then they've been potted, so I've now treated them with an insecticide to control everything. At the moment I have used something called Sven, S-V-E-N. That's a general insecticide. Looking outside, I've just had a great load of manure delivered. It's 15-year-old horse manure, but it is well rotted, it's great. I've got 2 or 3 days hard work out there, so I hope you can see that through the glass there. Right, 1 or 2 things I want to show you. That's the water tray. Some leeks just been pricked out today. Steep them in there for a couple of hours and then they're lifted out and put onto the bench. On Facebook during the week, I actually showed a tiny little leek about 1 inch high. Something like this here, if I can get it. The one that I showed, that's just been left in there, and you can see even that has got roots on, but not good roots. The ones that I put on Facebook were excellent. They had really good roots on them. There we are. You can see the roots on these. These were actually tiny little pips of a variety called the CSC, Cumbrian Sammy Cross. They were very, very small pips, and I couldn't actually handle them. They were about the size of seed. So after I'd finished setting all the grass and everything, I had these pips left over, and I decided rather than throw them out, they were lovely and clean, they were virtually silver. This this dish was filled up with vermiculite, as you can see. It's just pure vermiculite, nothing else added. It was moistened, and I literally broadcast the seed in, not the seed, the pips in, covered them over, and it took about a fortnight before I seen anything come through. I was actually getting seed through quicker than I was these little pips. Anyway, once they started to come, obviously the pips could be lying on the side, so they come out bent like that. That's the way they come out, but I don't worry about that. They were put up in these trays, and they've been in here, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, we're on Saturday now. So you can see they're starting to stand up for themselves. They had a great root structure. These were the slightly bigger ones. Mind, they have grown on since they were put up. One or two possibly won't make it. That one's, yeah, that's going to come out. It's not very good. I'll leave it at the moment just in case. But at least you can see they've now rooted. They're getting away. Again, they're on a heat bed. Just warm. It's warm to touch under there. Actually, that's starting to dry, so I'll have to water that heat bed again. These haven't been watered since they were actually pricked out. They were in the water tray, and they've had none since. Other jobs that I'm doing around the place, I am still pricking out. What other jobs I'm doing? Well, the first one is getting the beds prepared and getting all that manure outside put into the beds. So, well, I'm just going to put it onto the top for the winter. I've only got one bed prepared at the present moment. Turn that around again. I've only got one bed prepared at the present moment, and I didn't actually do it. My grandson did. He's coming up to 6-year-old in about 2 weeks' time. He's very keen on the garden. The strawberries, if you remember, I think I put them on taking strawberry cuttings. They're doing great. They're actually growing away well, and they've had fruit on them, which is abnormal for this time of year, but we've had some very mild, lovely weather actually. He actually dug a bed over while I was working in the bottom greenhouse, and he was bored one day and he went on and dug the bed, and he did a proper job of it, turned it over very nicely. And then I got him on watering the bed, if you remember. I think I've got a little post on where he was actually putting water in, and that's to keep the worm content in until I get all this well-rotted muck onto it. So that'll be put on. It'll be dug in the spring, but that's more or less it for the time being. So just a quick one. Again, I'll probably come on in a week's time when I'm moving these onions up onto a grow light, and we'll see what's going on then. Thanks very much anyway now. Bye-bye.